conservative side of the aisle. And I think that most Senate Republicans will probably swallow that and not buck the president-elect on many things. But again, on Matt Gaetz, that may be a bridge too far. We shall see.
And again, I mean, Hegseth is controversial. He's against DEI and the Pentagon, one of the most successful diversity institutions that works really well in the United States. And indeed, he helped persuade President Trump to pardon soldiers who are accused of committing war crimes. So I think there's that in that sort of closet, if you like. But look, you remember when a lot of the MAGA Congress people essentially talked about burning the place down. It's not that we're not here to govern, we're here to completely change and end these institutions. Do you think that's what's on the cards?
Definitely to shake up Washington and, turn it upside down. I'm not sure burn it down. Hopefully the relevant guardrails are in place for that. But look, Republicans yesterday also won the full majority. They have the trifecta here. Enough House races were called that Republicans now will control the House of Representatives by a narrow margin, and indeed the Senate. But this is something that is going to be a wait and see. But in terms of how the world views this, Christian, I'm struck by as President Biden is flying off for what could be his last foreign summit at the APEC conference. He will be asked by world leaders what is going on, and it reminds me of what President Obama at the time in the fall of 2016 was asked about. Who is this man, Donald Trump, that America has just elected? Well, boy, there are some long answers to those questions.
And Jeff, President Biden will also meet Xi Jinping. And I remember I was in Helsinki when President Trump appeared to give more credence to Russian intelligence than to his own intelligence agencies. I mean, this is very dangerous for U.S. national security, isn't it?
Without question. I was in Helsinki as well and remember that very clearly. And that was the time when he actually did have some very relevant senior officials around him at the relevant agencies. Of course, they all were either fired or they quit. So now the people he is nominating to be around him, certainly leading the intelligence front, are all loyalists, and some would say sycophants. So without question, it is dangerous and it is unprecedented, to say the least.